Welcome back to the debriefing. Get right into it. Today we have a submission from Ish, Flying Dangerous, and I have not seen this yet, but we do know that the title of the video is Breacher versus Breacher. So I'm just going to start this running here. And we'll pause real quick to start off and just note the fit. Dual tank, right, which is very common for the Breacher. Almost all ships in Eve, you want a single tank. So basically you'd select shield and only fit shield tanking modules, or you'd pick armor and only fit armor tanking modules. They're a very small subset of ships in the game that can benefit from dual tanking. The Breacher is one of them. So you get this situation where you're running both a shield booster and an armor repairer. In almost every other situation, this is a terrible idea. With the Breacher, it works just fine. And we're using rockets, Scram Web, and an Afterburner. We're in low sec, orbiting inside of a faction war complex, and there's another Breacher on scan. So we'll see when it lands. Okay, here it comes. So Breacher's going to land basically right here on the button. We're about 4 kilometers away. We're orbiting at 3750. When a Breacher comes in, you're not going to outrange the Breacher. You're not going to scram kite the Breacher, because it is also going to deal damage out to the same range that you're dealing damage. So really the only thing you should be considering when a mirror matchup versus Breacher is probably trying to mitigate as much damage as possible by making sure our speed is as high as it can be. Transversal doesn't matter. Nothing matters except speed. So how fast are we going? And to that end, we should basically immediately turn on our Afterburner, make sure that we are SIG tanking as much damage as possible from this other Breacher, overheating our missiles, which we're already going to do here, and just Scram Web to hold it down. You could even just, orbit it at the same distance you're orbiting the beacon. We'll see what Ish does here. Okay, so we start orbiting at 5K, which is great. Totally good option. We have not turned on our Afterburner yet. I don't know if that's a great idea. They've Scram Webbed us, we Scram Web them, and turn on our rockets. Let's see how this proceeds. Taking shield damage, and we rep the shield damage. We over-rep. We over-rep twice. Okay, and then we stop. That's good. So one over-rep is not the end of the world, but you definitely want to watch this rep. Yes, there we go. That was much better. Waiting. And really, I'm almost not even paying attention to how much damage the other Breacher is taking. I just want to make sure that I am managing my rep as best as possible. This is bad. We just wasted an armor rep there. And now we're going to start having cap trouble because we ran a cycle of our ancillary shield booster. But it doesn't matter because we just basically outdamaged them. So some sloppy module management, but I think in this case we come out on top. Well, okay, so let's go back. Let's go back and rewatch it. But now, instead of paying attention to our rep, we're going to pay attention to their rep. So let's pay attention to the enemy Breacher and where its boost cycles happen. So one boost there, another boost. That's a lot of shield boost. That's a whole lot of shield boost. I'm almost wondering, is this one dual tanked as well? I'm not seeing any armor rep. Shield boost, shield boost. Still nothing for the armor. Yeah, so we're watching up here. Ah, okay, so there's 1, 2, and we're just pummeling it. 3, 4. There you go. Okay, so the difference here, you guys get this is a little tricky. The difference here is the fact that we turned on our armor rep in time. So we're going to watch this one more time, but this time we're going to pay attention to our armor rep and when we start running it. It looks like this breacher pilot, our opponent, doesn't run any armor rep until they're out of shield charges. And that's the wrong way to think about this in this mirror matchup. What you need to do is make sure that you're running this armor rep as soon as it looks like you're gonna, yeah, so right here, and that's perfect. We run the armor rep and the shield rep simultaneously so that we push this back up and maintain our shield. The one wasted armor rep cycle actually doesn't end up mattering because our opponent waited too long to start their armor rep. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Let's make sure there's nothing else to this video that we missed. Oh, cool, we get to see the fit. Yep, this is what we expected. Do we get to see the kill mail as well? Chatting in local. They're Caldari, Navy, Inferno rockets. Caldari, Navy, Inferno rockets. It's a total mirror matchup. Both of us are using Caldari, Navy thermal rockets. I want to see if we pull up the kill mail at all. No, maybe not. Maybe right after he dies. It's a good fight in local. Anything? Nope. But just based on some of that info, it seems like a total mirror matchup. Yeah, it also could be skills, right? So in a mirror matchup, your actual skill points, unfortunately, do come into play. That's one of the very few times where skill points can actually make the difference is in a total mirror matchup like this. Anyway, hopefully that gives you guys an idea of how small the margins can be in a frigate fight. It's just a matter of when you decide to turn on that rep, and a couple of seconds, waiting a couple of seconds too long can mean the difference between a win and a loss. So there you go. See you next time.